maybe just manually fly it over.
Yeah, you don't need to step just yet.
What if I want to step? What if I want to step? What about, that's what I want.
All right, yeah, it's happy there.
Okay, maybe we'll go a little bit further just so that we avoid, because it's going to come in a bit.
Okay. Well, I don't want to go too far off so we don't, yeah, but this is good.
Okay.
Our altitude is about 10 meters, so.
Approximately,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, you ready, Chris?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Okay, stepping forward. I have to change the speed to something perceptible.
Yeah, this is maybe a little slow.
And probably not two. No,
I
not
was going
two.
to do 0.2.
Yeah. Yeah. That might be like, whoa. Very,
All the beans.
come back around now.
So Chris, what are you hoping to accomplish with this particular feature with the Norbit sonar, doing 3 different passes?
So I want to do 3 different passes, just so I'm doing a high pass so we can get kind of a view of the area around the feature. And we're doing 2 high passes, that way we can like make sure that our alignment is good. So when we go over past the feature once going one way and then move over and pass it coming the other way, things should line up if the nav is working well. And if it's not, we can quantify how it's not and fix it. And the low pass is just to get detail inside the canyon. And it'll give us a good single low pass too to look at, which could be pretty cool.
Chris, when Kylie flies through the center of this channel, does she also have to maintain auto heading then for that as well?
Auto heading, yes, but you don't need to. But you can
Manually fly.
You can go, yeah. You can go side to side. Yeah, because if you rotate, you have to rotate exceptionally slowly.
Gotcha.
We keep getting bad USBL pings, which is not helpful. Not sure what that's about.
Back row, just for us to keep in mind, we're aiming to be up by dusk.
I believe that's the target, yeah.
Okay.
Chris, since I've got the Norbit up on channel 3, what are you seeing so far?
So far it's pretty cool. We're able to make out quite a lot of the features and stuff, even in the canyon, even at this higher altitude. So that's part of the reason of doing the 2 passes, because you have to think about it like kind of like shining a light based on where you're from, like where you're looking from. So it's easy to have things occluded.
Oh yeah, for example, I think I see maybe a shadow on that rock. That
What is going on? USBL pings scattered everywhere. Yeah.
I don't think I can stretch out much more.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I can, like, maybe just the end of this step, yeah?
Yeah, coming
That's
down on
it.
the delta.
Roger.
Hang on, we have a... Yeah, you can start coming over. But I'm trying to figure out, why is it...
I don't know, you're the nav.
Why is it that way? Hang on.
I don't know.
All right.
Okay, I'm just gonna auto XY off.
Chris, we're all clear to step to starboard?
You want the other pass backwards on the other side of the thing? And is it okay to just back down it?
Yeah.
We can continue this. It's bad that the USBL is not giving us good data, but this might be a damper hitting for that.
Roger. Okay, Reg. All right, Kylie, I'm going to go out of heading so that I can just stretch out.
Okay.
So a couple days ago, we had a conversation about interference in orbit. Is this just a classic example of what interference looks like?
No,
Okay.
You're off.
Off SBL.
Correct. Yeah.
this might be, I don't think this is interference with the Norbit because the frequencies are very different between the USBL and the Norbit. It might be interference between the USBL beacons. See, now it's behaving again.
Chris, is it all right to start our step backwards?
Yeah, let's sit here and collect a couple pings while it's
Okay.
being all right.
You're off SPL again. Oh, okay.
I was talking to the data lab.
Okay, we can back up.
Okay, backing up.
We may have to do a couple more passes while we're set up
Okay.
because we just like didn't get data.
Raj, maybe we can go back to that side.
But we might as well, I mean, we might as well complete this pass because we got to go back to start over anyway. So we can just start on this side. We don't have to.
Okay, yeah, then we'll just back down the other side
Yep.
and then go up the middle and then be done here. Great.
Here's a question in the chat. Would the USBL be affected by the terrain given that we are in a U-shaped valley? Could that cause some strange bouncing issues?
It can, but this is not nearly steep enough terrain for that. I think it was mostly a configuration issue. Or maybe it was the USBL was pinging too fast and like picking up the wrong echo. That's something else that can happen. Okay. Yeah, we'll start the survey. We'll start the survey over. Yeah, now it's like really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, with a formation like limestone that is kind of porous, can you see anything in the backscatter, or is it giving you just a hard return? You can see down into it at all?
You can kind of see, you can see differences in the backscatter between the rocks and the sand. Once we take a closer look at it, we might be able to see a little more. But sort of in the real-time view, it's a little bit tough to see things until we do a little bit more of an analysis. Altitude, good. Nice altitude keeping, Kylie.
Thanks. I'm not doing anything else, so
Yeah,
got the one.
that's true. You're just keeping it. Yeah. Yeah, nice and smooth. Like I said, it's more important to be smooth than it is to be exact.
Oh, Raj.
So. All right, so once we get to the end of this, I'll start a new log and restart my nav to clear out the...
Okay. We're just about there? Or
Yeah.
a little bit more?
Yeah, just go I guess as far as you can.
Like just as far as that?
Yeah, as far as other green box.
Yeah, you might not make it quite as far, I guess, because you're...
Further away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can come down a wee bit now. Yeah, we won't get any visuals on the side from Atalanta.
No worries.
Okay. Yeah, we should still be able to make use of this data. It'll just have to be DVL only.
Sure.
But
that's on you.
Yeah, dealer's choice, really.
But I kind of want to, yeah, but I do want to do it again because I want to test the, real-time.
If it's worth
The
doing
real-time
right,
system,
it's
yeah.
worth doing twice.
Yep, that's where we're at right now.
But maybe not 3 times, is that?
No, 3 times we don't need to do.
Right.
3 times we try again another day.
Agreed. Roger.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
this is a pretty good spot. All right, so I'm going to stop the log.
Now you can hang out here, Kylie.
Raj.
You put back on your auto head or auto XY.
But I gotta go back over to you, yeah?
No, we're gonna start from here now, and then go doop, and then go up the middle.
I'm going to reset the map. I am going to stop the navigation. Restart the navigation. Let it chill for a second.
Chris, oh, sorry, I'm not
No.
gonna go up. Feel.
No, thanks, I'm all set.
So, Onya, anybody got any questions in the chat?
Not really, but yeah, how many waypoints are there for this dive? And I was just looking, we have 2, right?
Yep. The goal for the dive is just to make it to the atoll wall, which is waypoint 2, and then pick a direction, north or south, and follow along contour. So yeah, we only have 2 waypoints for this dive. It's a relatively short dive to what we usually do. And it's a partly opportunistic dive. We're in an area, probably one of the only areas of the whole Johnson Atoll region that isn't a high swell right now, because we're in the lee of the island.
All right. So we're set up. I'm going to let it sit here and just collect a little. It's always good to collect a little bit of navigation in your log before you start surveying.
Okay.
Because that lets filters, and like if you ever run the navigation again, it lets the filters, gives them some data to start stabilizing with before you actually go and collecting data that you care about.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing for a second.
Excellent.
You do you.
Collect stabilization navigation data. Commence.
So kind of
How's our altitude? Okay, that looks good. Okay, we can go.
Okay, stepping forward.
But one thing I did notice on the last run is we really were getting very few occlusions inside the canyon by doing things this way.
Okay.
So
That's
so
great.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We don't like occlusions.
No.
Everybody's like, yeah.
What's an occlusion?
Occlusion bad. What is an occlusion?
It's like like I said, imagine just like shining a flashlight on something. That's basically how the sonar works, right? You insonify, in other words, fill with sound an area, and that's kind of like your flashlight that you're looking in an area. But if you shine it over the edge of a cliff, anything that's under that edge, you're not going to see. So, the goal of this survey is to light up every part of this feature, which means that we have to observe it because it's so steep. We have to observe it from multiple angles.
So, for example, this rock that's off to the right here.
You can see, yeah, that's
a
perfect example of an occlusion.
Okay.
But that's not one we're going to fix.
Right, because you'd have to go on the other side of it.
And you can see here, I mean, as we collect data, there's this big occlusion. That's the one that we're going to try to fix.
Okay.
That big gap right there. There we go. Map is updated.
Tim?
Oh, nice. The winds have dropped a lot.
That's good. Oh, wow.
22.
A lot. Yeah. Don't distract me.
Whenever I
monitoring my altitude.
This is a little bit of a battle every time with Waters.
Yeah.
He's an auto everything kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, can't do it, man. He's like, but I wanna.
You mean because he'll fall off the middle of the valley here?
Say again?
Oh.
No, he just wants to be in autos. Auto depth, auto heading.
Not
Yeah.
right.
But auto depth is wiggly.
Mm.
We don't like wiggly.
Roger. Gauges are good.
Roger. Well, it looks way better than the first time it did it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny when things work, how things work better.
That first one was trash by comparison.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the ping rate.
Yeah, I kind of figured we were had an off by 1 error or something, right?
Yeah, it was like echo and ping rate or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm getting almost to the end of it here.
I can always tell when you're getting to the end because it starts
You get
to
the waggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pulling the
Yeah,
tether.
right.
Yeah.
But nothing we can do about that.
No. So.
Okay. You can step over.
Oh, okay, step it over.
Ugh. Too much zoom. You can see that's a nice overhang we have right there at the end here. That's pretty cool.
So what sort of applications would a map of this type of feature have? I mean, I know it's cool to do, but what could somebody use this for?
We've had scientists use it for habitat classification. We've had it used for more large scale, like geophysics sort of things, right? We've done hydrothermal vents, and you can like map how the terrain around and the life that's around and that sort of thing that way. So
It can be used in geomorphology. I don't know if it has been, yes, but
How's that?
what's nice is you can have imagery
probably
like
good
this,
right there.
but
Yeah,
you can't
that's
actually,
I don't want to get too far over because then we don't see down into the...
Yeah.
you can't really do statistical data with imagery unless you spend a long time doing point counting and stuff like that. But if you actually have a bathymetry map, you can start doing statistical distribution of layering and stuff like that. So.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, step it aft.
So are we basically doing a grid square over this feature?
Yeah. Yep, we're basically just doing 2 passes, and then we're going to do just one up the center. Yep, we're basically doing the biggest area we can do without moving Argus. Because once we start doing that, this becomes a lot more involved.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Actually, it's better to view from the front now.
What is a, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
because you've got a really 3-dimensional feature, it's a lot different than the map you did before, the landing map, where you just rotated.
That's right, yeah.
Place.
Yeah,
360
because,
or
yeah,
180.
even though that was like steep slopes and stuff, everything was observable. And at that, we didn't really care as much about making a pretty final product. Whereas here, we're looking to make a nicer product in the end.
Here's a message in the chat. Would it be useful to make a slow 90-degree turn when you step over to get some pings from the sonar heading down the length?
It would get pings. The problem with turning surveys is the point density varies a lot. So the point density near the center is very high, and the point density on the outer beams is very low. And that can be a little tough to manage. So if possible, it's generally better just to do these sort of scanning surveys like this.
That's because fewer sound waves kind of going out at the oblique angle are going to bounce back and get
Right.
recorded.
That's
Okay.
correct, yeah.
I want to put this into my school's 3D printer.
We can make that happen.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm always thinking of ways of trying to make my oceanography class a little more hands-on.
Yeah.
As much as I like working with data, turns out that high school students don't quite see things the same way I do. Often. Many high school students don't.
Does your institution have one of those sandboxes with the bathymetry lights as a function of depth?
Those are so cool.
We do have one, actually. We got to get it going again.
Oh, those are awesome. Yeah, I was at an outreach event when we had one, and I was just elbowing kids out of the way playing with it.
We need to get it going again is the state that most of them seem to be in.
You know, it was, I probably had a firmware update during COVID closure that hasn't been resolved yet.
Yeah, so you can see here in this deep spot, it's sort of steep walls and narrow on both sides, so we have an occlusion in the floor from both sides. So that's what the center pass is going to be useful for. And it'll just give us a little more detail, because we'll do it, I don't know, maybe we'll do that one at 8 meters or something.
Sure.
I mean, we could go right down in there too.
No, we can't go all the way down in there.
Well, not all the way in, but like, you know, at the level of the...
Yeah,
yeah.
we could come down a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to depend too on DVL quality,
All right.
Sure.
what we do.
Sounds good.
We're nearly there now.
I mean, I kind of wanted to shoot a Star Wars scene going up through there, but
Pew.
I'd be into that.
That'd be really cool.
Kylie's in charge of sound effects.
Pew, pew.
She like
Right,
pulls
like
up all of a sudden on the Z.
You're going to do that for all the fish when we have to ascend later, right? Okay, I'll set with this one. Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm stopping.
Yeah, so come back to the center. And before we adjust the height, I'll see kind of what I can see
Okay.
in the sonar.
Okay.
Yeah, and at this one, like,
See what you can hear with the sonar.
yeah, yes. See what I can perceive.
It's a very nice box you're drawing there, Kylie.
Oh, thank you. I'm practicing my etch-a-sketching skills.
It's up to you.
So in this one, you can like I said, you can sort of manually fly, and you want to just keep it right over the center.
Okay.
And
Slow.
we could let's come down to, oh, you've creeped up. Okay, so yeah, let's go back down to 10 and then see what it looks like.
Well, I'm also over the
Oh,
thing.
you're over the hole, okay. Yeah, so come down a little bit,
Okay.
and even the altitude you can kind of do, sort of eyeball it.
Okay.
I'll just, once we get to a place, I'll kind of tell you. Let's try right about there. I don't want to change
That's a little
altitude.
precise. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Okay. Okay.
yep, so you can just sort of
Go mosey
yep,
forward.
just auto-heading everything else you have control. For this bit, maybe step just a little bit to the right. Just keep on the right side of the canyon. I'm just looking at where the gaps are.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's good. Yep, and just make sure you keep forward way on.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, that looks great.
So if we're seeing shadows, you're certainly seeing shadows. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Raj.
Yeah, we see basically the same shadows.
Gotcha.
You see them a little earlier because you're pointed forward, so.
So as I go up a little bit, I should come to the left a little bit?
Yeah, because it looks like it kind of jogs over that way.
Gotcha.
I think we were a little further over from the canyon on our right side pass.
Okay.
So in general, it's going to be probably better to stay a little held to the right side of the canyon a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you look here, you can see that'll kind of show you what I'm trying to
I'm
cover.
gonna come up on my delta, not my delta, my altitude a little bit.
Yeah, you ended up coming down.
Sorry.
It's very hard to judge altitude visually.
Yeah.
This is actually a pretty good altitude though, because we're getting really good pings on the inside of the canyon, so
Okay.
this is pretty nice.
I mean, you're basically Maverick at this point.
That's
Top Gun, right?
Let's not let it get to your head.
No.
Come on.
It's already there. It happened immediately. Immediate inflation.
Little to the left.
Little to the left.
Great image of Herc on
There you
channel
go.
2
That's a
right
good
now.
spot.
Okay,
This is kind of a precision thing. You're doing pretty good.
thanks.
There we go. Can come up just a bit.
Up a bit.
We have this one more occlusion, which I really want to get, and it looks like we're going to do. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, definitely got the theme music in my head now.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to, these overhangs, we're just not going to see. There's no way we can get down there to see them, but
Right.
we might have hit some of them from the upper passes.
Right, you can pull wide on Atalanta there, please. Kylie, I'm going to spin out my heading again. So
Okay.
we have some more space.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what do you need from me? Anything? Any changes? Just keep doing. Chris?
No, you're doing
Okay.
great. Just go until you run out of tether, basically.
Okay. We're just about there,
Yeah, you're
I'd say.
8 meters over the center of the canyon, so. You're almost to the end of where you did the map, or you did your first 2 lines.
I'm coming
Okay.
down a little bit to get that last few inches.
And I'll come up a
I
little
appreciate
bit
it.
if she's...
All right, we're at
Oh, in the name of
60.
science.
All right, yeah, now you are down in there.
Yeah, I'm coming up. I've still had 7 meters. Okay.
All right.
Tether still looks clear.
That was great.
Okay, all done.
Woohoo!
Cool.
Is there those
So-
yellow bits in the middle? Are those occlusions?
The yellow bits are recent, are the last 2 minutes of pings.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have you come back.
Get back to normal. Yeah, roger. Okay.
So anyway, there's the map. So far,
So far.
we should be able to get some of the details out once I do a little more post-processing, but
Okay,
that pretty much looks awesome.
that's great.
Great job, all.
Nice job.
So it's get back to stepping towards waypoint 2.
All right, I'm going to stop
Roger.
this log.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
So here's a question in the chat. Let's see here. I lost it. Why doesn't this limestone dissolve in water? Doesn't most limestone do that?
It depends on the composition of the water. So we're above the carbonate composition depth. So we're above a basically depth in the ocean where carbonate readily dissolves. When we're on these deep seamount edges and stuff, the conditions of the oceans are so that it actually dissolves carbonate. When we're at this shallow depth, it doesn't dissolve it. And so essentially the carbonate structures here are somewhat stable for long periods of time.
All right. You guys happy to start stepping again?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so.
We're in good position now.
Okay. Bridge nav, 30 meters, 095.
So essentially shallow waters, you don't dissolve carbonate readily.
All right, I am just about to our heading here. All right,
Raj, let's go see some stuff.
agreed.
Let's sort the camera out. Can you come wide on Herc?
Wide on her.
There you go. Let me just. Yeah, okay. Can you? Oh Jesus! Just push it past that. Oh my God! Stupid pan and tilt. Can you just push past the? Thank you.
Are you full racked out?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Chris, when you get a minute, can you do a DVL reset there too, please?
Yeah. DVL is reset.
Rog.
Thank you.
All right, we're getting a little up here.
So Johnston Island itself was built up a bunch of times using, I guess, dredge spoils from the coral reef around it.
Yeah.
Do we know where that was taken from?
I do not, but we might see scars of that.
Yeah, and I'm not thinking that feature was a scar of that. It was just...
Yeah, no. That's exactly how they did it, but I don't know exactly if it was a specific side of the island they dredged from, or if it was all around. If anything, it would probably be closest to where we are, because Johnston Atoll is basically right to the east of us. We're on the Johnston Island part of the atoll. So this would be the wall we're coming up on, probably one of the walls that's closest to the where they built up the island to make basically an airport base or a naval base.
So do you have any other ideas of how this canyon could have formed?
There's a shark in Atalanta.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
big shark
Oh,
in
yeah.
Atlanta.
You want to go ahead and push on it?
5-star
when it comes
highlight.
to center frame.
Camera 2 for those at home, and hopefully
A
camera 1 soon.
shark.
Open it up a little bit.
It's a big boy.
Yeah, you can keep pushing in there.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of shark.
Wow.
That's really cool. Just kind of hanging out behind her.
Turn around so we can see your
Yeah,
face.
exactly.
Come back the other way, please.
Wow.
Good eye.
Oh my God. Is it gonna? Oh my God, there he is.
Oh, there's coming into view.
Up.
Yay.
Whoa.
Cool.
That's a big boy.
Can I zoom?
Kylie, is it clear? Are you clear to zoom?
Yeah, go ahead and push in.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
A 6-gill shark.
667 meters depth.
Do you want lasers on them?
It's a very ancient lineage of shark.
Sort of a big boy.
So those lasers are 10 centimeters, so you get an idea of how big this shark is.
This is
Probably 2.5 meters.
Something like that, yeah.
it's cool too. See, it's
Great
like right
shots. And turn the lasers back off.
So
Roger.
we're looking at about an 8-foot shark.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 gills. Checks out.
Checking my work.
Peer review. Completely acceptable.
It's got some kind of parasite on its back, towards its back fin.
Hey, go ahead and come wide on Atalanta there. Thank you.
Okay.
Very cool. All right.
I gotta unspin the wrap I just put in my tether in a second
Yes, ma'am.
as he sort of and goes away.
It's a blunt-nosed 6 gill.
That's the common name of the
Couple more
shark?
seconds.
Yeah.
All
You can
right,
tell
yeah,
because
we
it has a
probably should
blunt
keep
nose
moving,
and 6
guys.
gills.
Okay, come wide.
Wide.
I don't want to stop.
I know, we could follow it forever.
I know. Put all the wraps in there. Don't turn me into a yo-yo.
All right, Chris, you want to call in another?
Yeah. Bridge nav, 40 meters, 095.
Well, that was exciting and great shots from both vehicles, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Roger. Yeah.
As a follow-up, and when we get some more pennies in our Zoom tray, I would like another Niskin bottle.
Oh, sure.
But we can get ahead first.
Sure thing.
Pennies in our sample box. Sample bank.
So before we saw the shark, what were you saying, Kevin, about...
Yeah, I don't know how these form.
Okay.
There were experts on these kind of features and how they form, and I probably should know a little more about them than I do, but yeah, it's not my area of expertise. So I can throw out some misinformation,
Ideas.
but otherwise, no.
Cool.
I'm a volcanologist, primarily, so. But it is very cool looking. And what's nice is all this footage is saved, so people can go through it, and they're going to have high-resolution maps now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of new stuff to play with.
It was great zooming, Tim.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
That was
framed it up really nicely.
That was very steady driving, kind of.
Thanks. It's so big, it's easy to keep it in shot.
Exactly. It just takes up the whole screen. So.
Yeah.
All right. Get ready for a Niskin sample.
Raj. You're stupid.
All right, well.
I am full racked back.
Roger.
Pick a number, any number.
You want to look a little down there, please? Thank you. All right.
Triggered.
That was number 5.
That's correct. 3.5 meters off the bottom.
Get out of there.
Thank you. See if we can pick up that shark.
Yeah.
It just wants to hold your hand, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
Maybe open your fingers? I don't know, slide off.
No, I got it.
Sweet. You want skilled.
What sample number is that?
167? 170.
171.
Darn it. Let's try.
And then which bottle was that?
Number 5.
Sweet, thanks.
I was guessing.
I'm gonna start reading.
Shouting out numbers doesn't make it right.
I'm gonna start.
I was pretty close, and I was...
I'm gonna start.
Pretty close
I-
doesn't cut it there, Kylie.
I know, it's not a number that I just thought I had it. You know that working memory, like when you've worked at like Dunkin' Donuts, and you're like, I know that order, I know that price from 5 minutes ago, I can recall it. I have that recall memory. I did not have it just then. I thought
Yeah,
I
I learned
did.
to ask data every time for the number.
Yeah.
We had an off by 1
Oh,
error
no.
for a couple samples earlier. So it's like, I'm just gonna pass off responsibility to Chanel. So
That's a smart
I
thing
think
to do,
yeah,
I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Chanel is
Another
on it.
reflective fish.
Looks like it was going to a rave.
Yeah, that was something that I guess was written in the science chat by Dr. Shulak, was that there's guanine underneath the clear scales of the lanternfish that we saw.
Yeah,
Like
that's what actually gives
like
the mirror.
guanine as in the amino acid that's in DNA?
And Red Bull.
Let's see.
I don't think that's, is it guanine? Nitrogenous,
Common mistake,
nitrogenous
sorry.
base, excuse me, not the amino acid.
Yeah, it's commonly found in guano and fish scales.
And Red Bull.
And it is one of the constituents of nucleic acids.
Oh, look at
Whoa,
you.
jellyfish and
Was it a jellyfish or was it an anemone?
Definitely a jellyfish.
It looked like a funny anemone.
Got a little Metallogorgia there.
They do swim, you know. You know that they do. Don't gaslight me into thinking they don't swim.
No, stomp via.
Bridge nav, 30 meters, 095.
The swimming anemone, I couldn't come up with a name.
Chris, you want to center up on the DVL now screen?
Yeah.
That's a good scuba diver trick in Puget Sound. You find yourself a leather star and then go poke a stomphia with it, and the anemone will take off and swim.
You said a bunch of things there that brought up questions. What's a leather star?
It is a species of sea star found in the Salish Sea.
Are they black?
No, they're kind of blue and orange.
Oh, that sounds really beautiful.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Are they called leather star for the texture?
Yeah.
And what do they go stomping out?
So Stomphia is the genus of the swimming anemone.
Raj, sorry, I misheard you.
And the leather star is a predator that will eat swimming anemones or other anemones if it can get them.
Can we zoom on that call?
The one to the right there?
This one?
Yeah.
So, to make up for a little bit of lost ground, or lost time, do you guys anticipate wanting to stop every couple minutes, or should we?
Yeah, we might want to stop at this boulder right ahead.
Go ahead and push in there.
Okay, so we'll just kind of keep the pace we're going then?
Yeah, until I'm told otherwise. This just looks like a dead sponge stock.
It's a dead something stock.
Yep.
That's right. Okay, come wide. So you said that the starfish eat the jumping anemone if it can catch it. Do you think that the swimming feature is maybe a defense mechanism then?
It is. It's a predatory escape response.
Oh, lovely.
Carly, can I use your bubble for a minute?
Yes, yes, yes.
It's a phosphoriferous boulder.
A phosphorolitherous?
That's a term that it's a rock made out of fossils, essentially, which most of this limestone is.
Really?
Yeah.
It's got some good coral all over it.
It
Yeah,
does. Can you go ahead and
What's this guy over
attack
here?
zoom
Is
as they
that
come up
something?
to it?
It's a shrimp.
Oh, it's a shrimp hiding in that hole.
That's good.
There's some anemones, some corals.
We've got a bunch of primnoids and at least one prixorid and Metallogorgia. Glad we took that Niskin bottle.
Yeah.
You got a good spot, turned out.
You thought it was just going to be background. Look at this. Look at this beauty. So it's all made up of fossils?
Yeah, pretty much all of the limestone here is just going to be entirely made up of different fossils from corals and mollusks and microorganisms.
So are you saying things have lived on this rock and then they've just passed away and then more things have grown on it?
Yeah, they build a home out of carbonate and then they die and then another creature builds a home on top of that one.
Oh.
Is it possible to snip and slurp one of these primnoid corals, the white ones?
The white ones.
Sure thing.
Come wide.
Chris, you want to stop the ship?
Bridge nav, hold position.
Maybe the one up on top here in the sediment-ish or on the side. I don't know. We'll find out.
Bridge nav, 15275.
Jessica.
Yep.
What do you think for setup? There's that one at the bottom there, or there's that one on the top there?
The one on the top.
One on the top, and I'll just sort of perch, sort of?
Yeah, so perch on the top there, and we can reach down.
I'll just try to not sit on anything.
Or you can, what you can do too, might be easier, is to do...
Like come in and just get the port quarter?
Come in the side, yeah, get the port quarter kind of against the slope, and then
Okay.
drive into it a little bit.
Okay, I'll do my best here.
Maybe maybe turn a little bit less into the port. I'm gonna look down for you there so you can see where you're at.
Is that too far from the arm?
No, that's okay. Yep.
Yep, that's the black coral in the background.
Try to
Nice shot.
And the still cam looks pretty.
And just to complicate things, Steve is also interested in the yellow coral on the other side.
Okay.
Sure.
Just take the rock.
Loop a giant chain around it and just winch it up.
Yep. We can further build up Johnston's hole.
Huh.
Will it be a snip and slurp?
This one would be fine for a snip and slurp.
Okay.
All right.
I got the camera, and I'll do the flushing.
Roger. And so we're going to aim for number 4, is that correct?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize you were asking me. Yeah, 4 is empty.
Sure.
Sorry.
No worries.
All good. All good. I can hear you typing away. Ferociously typing. Run bubble.
Okay.
Bubble's no help right now. Light on light.
Oh, there's this. I'm gonna zoom whenever you're ready. I can rack in, yeah, and then I'll just rack back out later.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, that'll help.
Turn this down. Thanks, Tim. I'll wait for it.
Auto heading's on, it's
Yeah.
just a little laggy.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a different one, sorry. Is that enough for you there, or do you want some more?
I think that's enough. This is mostly for just genetic confirmation for background.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, and I'll say, after you stow it, can we get a zoom before we move to the other side?
Of the
Sure.
actual coral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was it next.
Do we know if this exact area has been explored before? I know I'm looking at the dive plan.
That's a good question. This west side is, I know, less explored than the east side. There's a variety of Hawaiian undersea research laboratory dives around the shallower depths, so I'm not sure of this area. But I know this depth range on the eastern side was explored by
70%.
NOAA a few years ago.
Raj.
I turned it up to 80.
Roger. I think I'm on this too much. I have to open my jaw.
Oh.
You know. Well, we'll just get a little bit more of a snip if that's okay with you guys. Yeah. Go ahead and 0 the section there.
It's 0, come wide.
Well, and I have a really flat terrain to work with there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rack out a wee bit and then push on in. Thanks, Tim. You already know.
I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah, it's great. Wait for it to swing around again.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go for this much. Swing out again. All right. Actually, we can do a quick zoom on this guy if you want. Go ahead and push on in.
If this is going to be a hard slurp, it could probably go in a bio box.
We can see how it goes.
Okay.
Go ahead and combine, unless you want it in a bio box.
I'm just wondering if we're going to be able to get all of those fronds in a tube.
Yeah, one or two might fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you prefer?
Let's go ahead and just stick them in a box, since I don't think we're going to be loading up on rocks here.
Okay.
Where would you like them?
All the boxes are empty except for Omega, which has a sea pen and a coral.
Okay, so we'll just go to the starboard bio box.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and come wide there. Thank you. You want to go ahead and look to the right there? Nice. And then we might have to kill the vertical thruster.
Raj. Thruster, starboard vertical.
You can stand by on that.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's coming back on then.
Yeah. The first thing we'll want to do is to watch yourself there. Go out of the
Raj.
Maybe come back over here and then just perch.
Sure.
There. Right, I'm going to just come back around to the front. Okay. And the hooks are in the way. All right. Go ahead and open up that bin.
Coming out.
Roger. So in a moment, I'll have you kill your thrusters, especially the horizontals that you got going right now.
So I'll turn off stick lock.
Yeah, turn off stick lock and then turn off the verts. Stand by. blend better in this box here. All right, go ahead.
Okay, turn it off. And 0 Z bias, so it's all off.
Great.
I'm just floating up.
Yep. Okay.
Just to confirm, that went in D, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome, thanks.
All right, you can turn back on here.
That was sample 172.
172.
Yeah. I can't see anything. Fine. Yeah, okay.
So you turned your thrusters off so you wouldn't blow the sample out of the...
Yeah.
Okay.
So, especially because we have like a, if you're like trying to hold your heading or something like this, and you have the horizontals going, and then you have the verticals going and stuff, it'll kind of actually suction out, if you will, the...
I'm going to do a car wash.
Sure.
I was just going to give you the arm so you could stow it.
Oh, Reg. I think they want one more sample over here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's on the far side of the rock, though.
If we just slowly approach, we're looking for a yellow or red prixorid.
Okay.
And I thought I saw a second one that was on this side, but we'll see as we get close.
Yeah, we're going. Return.
Yeah, can we check that one first? And if it's not that one, then there'll be one to the other side.
You zoom in there?
I'm going to just look over at the arm. That's okay.
Yeah.
That is a stony coral.
Come wide a little bit. I'm getting closer. Actually, can you come full wide? I'll just see where I'm at.
Is that, that's not what you want?
That's
though?
not what we want. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a stony coral there.
Okay, so it's on the other side
What
of the
about
rock.
this one down left near the sexton?
Is that
Yellowish?
one?
Is
Yellowish.
not,
We
not
can
yellow
zoom
enough.
in. Otherwise,
Okay. Or
over
top
here,
left.
top left. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll just go over there. Yeah. Looks
Yeah,
like the right thing.
You need a little more leash?
No, do you mind actually, Kylie? I think there was one on the right-hand side of that rock there. You want to try swinging out to the right there first? And
Sure.
then it gets me closer, or gets you closer to Atalanta, and then we don't have to worry about waiting for moves or anything like that.
Yeah, that stony coral is one called Analopsamia rostrata.
Looks like ramen.
It does, yeah.
And the other one that was seen over here, is it that one kind of coming into center screen?
The one on top of the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for, Meredith?
So,
We'll get a little closer.
like right up in here.
Yeah.
I'll get you back to the porch.
You pushing a little bit on that?
All right, so that one's a Chrysogorgia.
Okay. Okay, come wide.
And then we look at this.
Sure.
Oh, that's the black coral.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we must have just been seeing the Chrysogorgia and thinking it was a prixorid because I'm not seeing any other yellow things now.
Okay.
Is there one center of screen to the right of the
So this, I think, is, when we got close to it, it looked fluffy. It looked like the yellow Chrysogorgia we saw earlier. Steve is chiming in right now.
Okay.
It's this guy.
All right.
We were just higher up on the rock than I thought we were.
Gotcha.
Okay, you want that one as well? Looks pretty small, so we'll just take the whole. Is that all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Will we cut it or slurp it?
We'll slurp it, but also just seeing if I can just scoop it with the slurp since it's sedimentary rock. I think that should be okay.
And can we get a zoom on it before we...
Sure, yeah, take a zoom now. That's an anemone? That's an anemone.
That's an anemone.
So they want the anemone?
No, we don't, it's the yellow coral to the right.
Oh, Raj.
Yeah.
Where? That one?
This one, yeah.
Raj, okay.
This guy.
Okay. Come wide for me and I'll just get us another zoom in a second.
Sure.
Steve says the red tentacles is actually a cup coral.
Oh. Cool.
It's a big coral.
Okay. Can you zoom on that?
Yep, that is definitely what we want,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, so it does have some zoanthids on it. That's what the yellow is, but so we want to make sure we get some of this red tissue that's on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Come wide.
Huh, okay. So I'll be kind of just push in there on the rock. And then swing a little bit to the left. And then we'll watch the sextant. Oh no, this could be an eyeball poker.
Yeah. I'd rather be up on that one, yeah. But it's like, then it makes it below you.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to fly it?
Yeah.
And then,
we'll just do that.
yeah, just like auto heading it. And then,
Yeah. I'm in auto heading, but it's, yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm in auto heading, but it sort of twists me. Okay.
I'm gonna look over at the arm while you get yourself set up there.
Okay.
Alright, you feeling good there?
Sure. Come down a little for you.
Yeah, please. Move out of the way for a sec here. Should be good.
Okay.
Try to hold that if you can.
I'm trying.
Let's actually do this here. Go ahead and push on in there, please, Tim. That's good. Rotate my jaws a little bit. Stand by. Too much? You want that much there?
Hold on.
I think that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
And once it's in the claws, we can hold it up and get another zoom.
Okay.
Sure. Go ahead and push on in. Nice flying, Kylie.
Good teamwork.
Is that what you guys want?
Yeah.
Looks like we got some brittle star too.
Got any more zoom there? Great. Full wide, please. Alrighty.
Where will we put it?
If you're slurping, then jar 4 and up are open.
Yeah, I think, actually, can we get another zoom on this guy? I'm just trying to see if it's very branchy, then it won't play nicely in our slurp. That's good. Yeah, that's might not play nicely in our slurp. Looking at it.
Yeah,
more.
we could put it in a box.
Yeah. Okay. Full wide there. This one will be sinky regardless. What was in the forward boxes?
Only a C-pen and Metallogorgia and Omega. Lambda's open.
Okay, so those are both floaty. Okay, so yeah, either starboard bow or the forward. But do you guys have a preference?
I do not have a preference.
Meredith, are we expecting many rocks?
I don't think we're expecting
No.
any rocks.
We might
so-
grab one if we see something, but it's not a rock focus.
Okay, so I can put in the starboard bow and I'll be
Yeah,
ready.
that would be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So once you get set up there, we'll just have you do like a little bit of thrusting down just so that we don't have to secure thrusters. I'm halted here. I'm going to change cameras. Nice.
Okay. Starboard bio.
Yeah, stand by on that just so that less opportunity for things to float out. Go ahead and switch it.
I'm trying desperately.
Okay, go ahead and pop it out. And it's going to go into C back row.
Perfect, thanks.
Great. I feel like I'm like hung up on something on the shoulder there. You know what I mean? It's like it's not shouldering all the way over for me.
Maybe it's the setting of how far you can go.
Yeah, maybe. All right. That is good. You can go ahead and start closing. Do you mind if I inspect my claws in the camera before we go?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is sample 173.
173.
And push on there a bit, Tim. Just because I couldn't see things falling, so I just like to make sure we got everything in there. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Gucci. Great. Full wide.
All right, so I think we're done with this rock, so we can start stepping
Roger.
back towards waypoint 2.
Raj.
Thank you for your excellent sampling.
Yes, thank you.
You guys got it. We don't need Niskin, right?
No, we just
Okay.
took one a couple yards from here, so we should be
Black it
great.
out. I can't even
Reach
remember.
nav, 30 meters, 095.
Everything after the survey gets a little fuzzy.
30 meters.
Okay, let's center this up.
So there's a question in the chat about the blunt-nosed six-gill shark we saw. How do
pushing past
such
that?
complex animals like the blunt-nosed six-gill shark survive in deep depths? And are there special organs or bones?
So what's actually neat about sharks like the blunt-nosed six-gill is that's a shark that you can find at recreational scuba depths, and then the same shark will be seen at depths like this or deeper. One adaptation is they don't have a swim bladder, so that's a lot of Shallow water fish have a gas-filled bladder that allows them to control their buoyancy. Sharks do that with lipids and urea in their tissues, and so it allows them to move between many different depths. These sharks in particular like kind of cold water. You tend to find them in cold environments. But yeah, these ones, six gills will move all over the place in tracking studies and inhabit shallow depths down to very, very deep depths.
Yeah, the person tuning in said that they know that they've been spotted as far as 2,000 meters down.
Yep. And people have see them scuba diving in Puget Sound.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Seattle Aquarium actually had a shark cam for a while right off their pier for whatever reason. There were sharks that would come up, 6 gills that would come up there. It's really shallow water, like, 50 feet deep.
Yeah, there's a couple 6-gill hotspots in Puget Sound. One off Alki Point, one by the aquarium.
Do they still have the shark cam, do you know?
I think they do, though they haven't had a lot of sightings lately, although a scuba diver I know saw one just last month.
Is it possible to see whales around this depth?
Beaked whales can dive pretty deep, but I think this is deeper than they go.
Also, I believe most of them are probably up north right now. Typically they migrate in the winter towards the low latitudes. And then during the summer they'll feed in the higher latitudes where productivity is much higher. Some more of these layered cliffs. And high sedimentation, you can see the marine snow just coming down. Productivity in this area is pretty high.
She's talking to you.
Who's talking to me?
Jessica.
Yeah, I'll get it then for the next one, which I guess we're just about due. So, bridge nav 50 meters 095.
Can we zoom on this little fish?
Yes.
Or whatever it is.
The white thing or the black thing?
The lighter colored thing right there.
Can I get a zoom, please?
That looks like a sea pen over there.
Oh, wow, Chaunacops?
Yeah, it looks like a type of Chaunacops. Yeah, not Corotis though. So which one is this?
Good eyeball.
Can't escape a Chaunacops from me.
This is a fish?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a type of benthic fish. It's a type of anglerfish.
Lophdiidae, says Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Lophdiidae.
I got a delay on Steve. It's a goosefish. Oh, so it's a different family than Chaunacops. My bad.
Is it?
Yes. As I said, at the beginning of the watch, I only work on the phylum level. It is a fish.
And it
It's a
is
chordata.
an anglerfish? Or you said no?
Is a goosefish a type of anglerfish?
Yes.
What are these beneath us?
Probably more sea pens. I think we're just looking down at them.
Oh, okay,
So
gotcha.
they look a little thicker.
Okay. Can you come wide on the zoom?
There's another iridigorgia.
Ugh. Go all the way this way, and then just a smooge back. Okay, go ahead and push back in.
So does the presence of a lot of sediment depositing, does that mean that the current is kind of weak over here?
No, not necessarily. It means productivity is high.
Okay.
You can still see ripple marks. The current's, it's not roaring, but it's not zero. There's a big basket scar, I'm guessing. Or similar, maybe a crinoid.
It's a brisigid star.
Brisigid star. Thank you.
Great view of Herc and Atalanta.
Very cool.
Yeah. There's a little halothurian hanging out on a ledge. So I believe Liz wanted another halothurian when we hit around 500 meters, so we still have a little ways to go. Yeah, we're only at 630. Some more coral hanging down.
More Metallogorgia.
Yeah, that looks like a really sharp edge.
Yeah.
They're probably also pretty brittle, right?
Yeah, you can probably snap that off with the Hercules.
Got more Narella hanging down there. And a nice little crab.
Where's that crab? Oh, can we get a zoom on the crab?
Yeah,
Because
go
I
ahead
love crabs.
and,
I mean, for
push it.
science. Yeah. Looks like the one we saw earlier. Do we know why they put their feet out like that?
I think it's just a
After a long day.
comfortable pose.
Look at the little hairs, though, on it. I wonder if they catch things in those.
Maybe.
Come wide.
I suspect he uses those, yeah, to filter feed a little. Scoop up sediment.
And you said this crab was possibly a
Reach
spider?
50
or
090.
Type.
Yeah,
No,
Another
actually,
goosefish
yeah.
right there. Another anemone. Got all sorts of different, pretty high diversity.
Yeah.
I think this is a true crab in the homiolidae.
Is this a shrimp or a
quick zoom?
quick zoom on that? Yeah.
Big shrimp. Oh,
Oh, that's a
Lord,
big old
gotta go zoom out. Down to like the way it was looking at me. Oh, what's that?
Ooh, very cool.
Is it a fish? It's just a fish.
Yeah, it's a fish.
Oh, from the angle, I swear for a second I thought it was octopus.
Ah,
Yeah, I saw that too.
I'm hoping I better see an octopus today. Still haven't seen any.
Maintain hope.
Just throw out those good vibes.
Is that a fish we have seen yet?
Oh yeah, can we have a zoom on that fish if we have
go
the
ahead and zoom in.
pennies? That's definitely a new one to me.
Oh, yeah. This is cool.
Okay.
Any idea of what it could be?
I am looking right now.
Maybe our fish expert is in the chat. Is it his name Ken?
Yes.
Dr. Ken.
Dr. Ken Sulak from the U.S. Geological Survey. He's an expert on deep sea fish.
Beautiful topography here.
Yeah.
Oh, one more shrimp zoom. We're gonna get it.
I think that fish was a diplacanthopoma.
Go ahead and zoom in.
Another big old shrimp.
Yeah, I don't like
Guarding
it.
his rock.
Come back out. I can't stand to look at it.
Oh,
It looks cool.
No.
I love them.
I don't know. It just makes me think of something I'd find like in the back of my closet.
What is in your closet?
My closet's right off my entrance, so sometimes I get bugs in there I don't like.
That was a heterocarpus shrimp.
another fish.
Same.
Looks like there's a different rock off to your behind you there.
Yep, I see it.
Any other newfound karst fans in the control van today? No? No converts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meh, karst.
Fossil rock?
Yep. So that's coming from the atoll, most likely.
Okay.
And I'm curious how old these thin layers are. If it's a different method of deposition, it might just be like hard crust, where it's sediment, this marine snow depositing, and then fluid flows kind of lithifying it.
You push in.
And then the actual atoll itself is these skeletinian kind of hard stony coral growing on top of each other.
By trap an enemy. And a fish in there.
Yeah. Come out of your house.
Come wide.
Bridge nav 50095.
Is that another goosefish tucked in under the ledge?
Hiding.
Is that a crab? What's that at the bottom?
Yeah, it looks like a crab.
Go ahead and zoom in.
Oh, maybe not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's a dead crab.
Yeah.
Oh.
It may just be the shell of a crab that's recently molted.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
cool. So there's a bigger crab somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
That looks like a molt to me. The crab itself is probably up in this ledge somewhere, tucked away.
Maybe it's that one we saw with his feet kicked up.
Quite possibly. It's the same type.
These look like a lot of the same sea pens that we were seeing sort of down on the sand flats.
Yep, this is all more of the same.
Couple 100 meters below?
Yeah.
So
They have a pretty broad, they can have a pretty broad depth range.
There's a fat echinoderm that just went off the screen.
Okay, I might have to come up a bit faster for this feature.
There's a big fly trap
left.
anemone.
Okay.
Starting to pull up now.
start to see patterns in their distribution, right? Like Kevin was talking about the echinoderm train with like 4 in a row.
Yeah, you can get, oh, here's a nice little block.
Big
Yeah, you
rock.
get a lot of localized eddies and stuff, and you can probably concentrate them where the current is highest.
All right, I've cleared it.
Okay.
That's a good overhang feature there.
Yeah, it looked like there was some sponges on it, potentially.
Yep, there were some glass sponges hanging down underneath.
I think those are the first sponges of the dive.
Maybe change your heading and look towards the rock, hey?
Just
Oh, what's
working on it.
dark feature there?
That looks like just a little undercut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Interesting, that rock doesn't have much coral on it, and this one's covered, unless you just can't see it.
My guess is if you get over there to it, it has more that we just can't see from this distance. A lot of primnoids on the top of this one. And hanging down underneath. Chrysogorgia, a couple little yellow Chrysogorgias as well.
There's an interesting feature on that rock up at the top there, that almost like little, I don't know, little tubes or something.
Little what? Sorry,
Almost like little tubes or something.
yeah, it could be with remnant structures from whatever critter built it. But yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah, it's crazy. If you look at all of this rock and all of this sediment, everything was built by organisms.
Wow.
Bridge nav 50095.
And these organisms would have to have, what is that composition?
Carbonate?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're building carbonate shells. There might be a little bit of glass here and there, but for the most part, this is all carbonate.
Cool.
There's a lot more sediment in this water right now, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot higher productivity. There's a lot more marine snow right now.
and a lot of critters. Have a zoom on this fan. I think it's a primnoid, but
Yeah. Go ahead and zoom in there.
there's a few things over here. We got a big old anemone.
It's a big primnoid. That may be a cup coral.
Yeah,
Could
is
be
that a
anemone.
black?
That's a
coral?
black coral. That's Stauropathes. And then this big one on the left is a big anemone for sure.
Oh, there's a big crab.
Okay.
Is that a crab? Yeah,
Come wide.
cool.
This is all deceptively steep.
Yeah, it's the,
Yeah, we're pulling up on the wall.
you get kind of another angle, and suddenly it's like, wow, that's a steep mud wall.
Yeah, yeah. That it is.
All right, we're gonna get ready for a watch change. If you want to push out ahead there, Kylie.
I'm doing.
Fudge.
Yeah. Well, might as well be. Can you mute me?
All right, we're going to turn it over to the 4 to 8 watch.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending where you are in the world. We're coming up with the 4 to 8 watch, Delta Diana, the benthic storms, coming at you. If you have any scientific questions that you'd like answered or asked, you're more than welcome to ask it in the chat, and we will answer them to the best of our ability.
Thank you, Jess. Yeah. All right, thank you.
No, I'm good. Had 2 meals already today, so.
Thank you for the Reese's, whoever.
One more than I probably need.
Dan, would you like any of this?
Ooh, yeah. I'll take 5 and pass them down.
I think Video Dan wants one over here. Okay.
Try to do 1 an hour, but
hey, that's nice.
I'll obviously fail, so I'll need more than 1 an hour. Ooh, wait a minute. Where'd the ROV go? Where'd the mud go?
Okay, so
What's happening? I think it's below me and down.
yeah, Herc altitude's at 2-1.
Good thing I have a navigator, I'd be lost.
Really quickly to answer that question, what are the white floating specks? That is detritus. So any pieces of feces or dead phytoplankton or stuff like that kind of break down and sink to the bottom, and that's how you get this snow kind of thing.
Come up a bit there.
Roger.
So our tiller doesn't get tangled. I'm
coming up a bit.
Coming around it.
Yep.
I found something to look at. Would have never found that if I didn't float up.
All right, so hello front row.
Hello.
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 The plan is to continue in the eastward direction, upslope. We're going to take our time, but we're on the lookout for, right now, a particular type of sea cucumber, as well as potentially any interesting biology, but we won't know until we see it. But we're interested in pretty much zooming on just about everything.
Okay.
Every unique thing as we head upslope here. So we're not going to be, making a huge amount of speed, but we're going to try and move deliberately to reach the end of the dive track by after dinner sometime.
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
Previous watch was moving at 0.4 knots. Do you want me to bump that down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
0.2.
0.2, okay.
Cut it in half. We're going to be
when you're ready for a move, Dan, let me know.
I'm ready.
Okay.
So most of the stuff that we are looking at here we have seen already. We just did a bit of sampling in this vicinity.
Roger.
What do we collect in this vicinity, Steve? Do you know? We were mostly collecting corals, but we off of a very high density knoll. That was probably a green eye there, fish. But most of the dive so far has been over sediment, and there's been a bit of life, but we're starting to get into an area that has much higher densities and diversities.
Atlanta heading 095.
Right. Oh, it's soft.
Yeah, it is a little sloppy out there.
What do we got here?
What kind of fish is this?
I believe it's a green eye, which is typical of these depths.
Oh, sorry, Dan.
Yeah, let me get closer again. I touched my heading correction there. And no, can't do that.
I think this is the first fish from this family we've seen.
Is there any reason why it just sits at the bottom and doesn't do anything?
Well, it's just getting by. No, sometimes we all need a day.
Aren't we all?
No, that's kind of their mode. I believe they're ambush predators, so they're waiting for prey to kind of swim down slope. This one looks a little bit odd, unusual. All right, good. They have those kind of black patches on their back. Could be useful for identification.
Then really quickly to answer that question in chat, what is marine snow? Marine snow is detritus. It's the same thing, so you might hear us call it detritus, marine snow.
May I use your bubble for gauge checks?
They're the same thing.
Also call it sediment.
Our bubble.
It's just loose material made
The
from
bubble.
various biotic sources.
Oh, good.
Pretty steep here. Not a lot of 3D structure to the seafloor, but there's a lot of these.
You could probably do 0.3. That's not that steep. It's pretty steep, but. Oh, 45, 35. What do you think? Need to get my protractor on the screen.
It's pretty steep.
You're gonna have to come up, Gibson.
Roger that. Coming up.
I haven't figured out which way the wind's blowing yet, so I don't know what our tether's doing. Get ahead of you and watch it for a while.
Is that a cuskeel?
It just swam past?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and, if you come up a bit, I'm gonna try and get out further and
Roger.
You, so.
I believe that was a rat tail.
Oh.
Are these bathypathes, the darkish reddish one?
Yeah,
was on the right.
Yeah, bathypathes. Most likely, they could be also the some other genus in the Schizopathidae family, but they're most reminiscent of what we would call bathypathes. Yep.
Oh, that's a really small shrimp.
Say that.
But we're also seeing a lot of these Metallogorgia here. So these have been pretty common over the past few hundred meters. But the bathypathes have just really started to appear. We saw some stauropathes, black corals, down a little bit deeper. But I know these dark red bathypathes have been collected from,
Thank you, gotcha.
if not this area of Prim, then the greater Central Pacific. A few specimens a bit further south have been collected from
Yeah, you can
Howland and
bump
Baker.
it up a little, see the...
So Steve, since
See
we're,
what it looks
since
like.
we're so shallow at the moment, what do you think is going to be more common?
Okay, I don't
life
want to
form?
override Dave then.
More common, what was the last bit?
Yeah.
More common here?
More common
Oh,
species,
I'm
more
more
common
looking
life,
for,
what you see around these
things like-
shallower
What is
depths.
that? Shadow
Features
blue.
off in the distance.
What-
So we can move the ROV over. There's got to be a happy medium there.
We're probably going to see a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
similar families represented, but higher densities for sure, and possibly higher diversity as we move up shallower. But the shallower we move, we'll lose some of these deeper species, and we'll start to see more shallow water species or mesophotic species as we get up into that
Should pick
range.
them up in the sonar as well, but yeah,
So
I can
pay attention. You'll probably
see
start
further
to see
to
turnover
stuff like
pretty
this
rapid
off in
here.
Distance. I know it's in front of the ROV.
That bubbly guy that we got on the last, I think it was the last dive, that we thought was a
maybe tunicate or brachiopod?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we decide what that was?
It was a tunicate, yeah.
Okay.
It was not shelled. So yeah, it was just a strange angle that we saw it from.
Okay.
That made it appear like it was shelled, but it was gelatinous.
Okay.
And the purple blob, purple lump.
The purple blob.
Yep, that was a urchin test, urchin shell.
Oh.
An urchin shell? Yep. Do urchins shed their shells? No, but when they die, the test will usually remain.
Give me just a minute here. Let me see if I can.
Unfortunately, it was a tiny one.
Stretch it out a bit.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll get a better.
Definitely the biggest diversity we've seen on the dive thus far have actually been fishes, which was completely expected. Usually you get lower fish diversity down deep and then kind of explodes into this really amazing diversity of fishes up in the shallows. But we have been trying to do our best to zoom on fishes where possible.
Is that a worm?
So then someone in chat also wants to know. I think that can I zoom on this fish here?
Go ahead, Dan.
Yep.
I'm going to let you call the zoom, Steve, because I don't know what you want to.
Yeah, that
Otherwise
sounds
we'll
good.
never get anywhere. I stop and zoom at everything.
As tight as you can get in this one. Yeah, you bet. So this is a congrid eel. I think we saw one a bit deeper. I think one of the maybe one of the first fishes we saw. It was quite early on. But I think this is much the same species as previously. Any tighter zoom?
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
See, hold on. See where if you go wide for a second, I'll see what, I think the camera must be looking up or racked in or something.
Oh yeah.
Should be able to get closer than that. Where'd he go?
To the right of the lasers, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, right there.
This is pretty smooth stuff here. Not too much 3D.
Half zoom there.
Terrain.
Start going in. Let's see if I can get closer.
Although you can start to see a lot of coral rubble. Yep. All of this substrate is coral rubble. There you go. Thank you. It's very translucent fish here.
And what type of fish is this again?
I believe it's a type of congrid eel. All right.
You get the zoom and then I dusted it.
That was helpful, thanks. So what we're looking at on the seafloor here, all these squiggly lines, those are, that's bits of coral rubble, likely that have fallen from the reef up above.
To answer that question in chat really quickly, what social media platform are everyone sending questions in? The only place where we can actually get our questions from are at our nautiluslive.org. If you scroll down, you can see a little chat bar that says answer the Q&A questions, and if you type one in, then we will, it'll show up in the chat bar, and then I can read it out. So Steve, someone in chat wants to know, speaking of which, is there a lot of life underneath / within the sediment?
Generally, yes, but probably not here. I would imagine there's a very thin veneer of sediment here and carbonate rock just underneath, even though it's pretty cloudy stuff.
Hold off on your coming up for a minute.
It's probably not very deep.
The camera's running away on the tilt there. Roger.
Let me get out ahead.
Yep.
Well, since it's so steep, we should be able to get you in closer behind, but I need to be out front to do that.
Roger.
And then we can see if the current's going to help us out with the tether. What side of Atlanta I need to be on?
At these depths, I don't know if it's different because of the depth, but I can feel the camera tilt sort of run away as it goes up.
Yeah, so if you click more than, if you double click or
It'll do that.
click,
Can we zoom on the sea cucumber?
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Sure.
It'll, it doesn't, it misses the, when you lift your finger off the mouse button.
Gotcha.
So this is not a, I don't believe this is a synallactid, so we're going to pass on this cucumber. Keep our eyes out though.
You good there?
Yeah, I think all set.
Good.
Or, well, maybe a synallactid, but it's not an Aerophanta, the one that we're looking for.
So Steve, going back a little ways, when we saw that green fish, or the green eye fish, are the green eye fish, are they related to lizardfish or tripod fish?
I believe they're the lizard fishes, but I'm not certain about that.
Those damn common names.
Folks at home, if you want to know a great resource, you can look up
Scooch over to your right a bit.
database called WORMS, the World Register of Marine Species, and you can find all sorts of information about
Bring your head to
taxonomic
the right
classifications of these animals. Or fish base. Fish base is really good too.
Yeah, I was going to say, Steve, I took a peek at fish base the other day. It was really, really cool.
A lot of information there.
135.
Lots.
Roger.
And all these stumps are like sponge stalks, right?
Yeah, probably not alive, but yeah, they're probably either that or covered with hydroids and zoanthids. Another black coral here. Bathypathes. Narella, Chrysogorgia. We sampled all of these so far. The yellow Chrysogorgia was sampled in 2019 during EV Nautilus's return from the South Pacific.
That's good delta there.
On an expedition through Johnson Atoll, sampled on the southwest ridge.
Can we step her
a few kilometers from where we are today?
20 meters.
Can we take a look at this white fan here?
Yeah, right.
Tight zoom. There's a cup coral here, that red tentacle.
You can stop the move she's on now and then step 20 meters south.
This is a very interesting substrate. Almost looks like worm castings. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Another black coral. So this was
Heteropathes?
This was previously identified as, so it was recently collected also on that same expedition I was talking about, but let me find the ID on this one. It was either, just a second.
Sorry, Steve. Give me a second here. I don't want to come in at an angle because I'll blow it out. So.
Yeah.
Good.
So this was collected in...
do me a favor, Gibson. Go on the hydraulics page and do it.
All right, that's full zoom.
This was collected in 2019.
Hydraulics and what, sorry?
428 meters, identified tentatively as trissopathes or chrysopathes. And I don't believe it's been looked at in detail yet, but we'll get just a zoom on it and then take off. You can see how much marine snow is accumulated on this. Looks like some algae too, some phytodetritus from the surface. But this is all good stuff for the coral. They really, good food supply for them.
Like a whole buffet.
Yep. All right, all set there.
Right there, okay.
NA141, 152. Just within about 100 meters of where we are right now, it was collected. Wow. 100 meters depth, not. They were off the southwest ridge, which is several kilometers away from us. But Johnson Atoll is a very interesting site. It has a number of long ridges that extend off of the corners. There's one that extends off the northwest, and one that extends off the southeast, and one off the southwest. Those are the most prominent ridges. The site where we're diving today has never been explored. There's been some submersible dives in the past, shallower than about 300 meters, but these depths have never been explored in this side of the seamount by ROV.
Come up
There's
just a bit, Gibson.
Roger.
To there's
Another Narella?
Yeah, Narella. Can we take a look at this here?
Sure.
Puffy cloud of something. Partial zoom is fine. It's starting to come into focus now.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah.
Metallogorgia?
Yeah, that's what we were calling Metallogorgia, and it seems to be, so this is a known morphotype, let's call it. Metallogorgia, we find it much deeper, but this specimen, much like this, has been collected in a few areas in the surrounding waters, not necessarily at Johnson Atoll, but we did get a piece of it earlier. But it's reminiscent of a potentially new species or a really poorly known morphotype. So we took a piece for confirmation. Thanks for the zoom on that. We can move on.
Okay. When she's done with that one, you can kick her back to the east there.
But we started seeing that. It was one of the earliest corals we saw.
Is that a sea spider?
I think it's a homiolid crab.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, it's on a stalk of some type. We're talking about that one there on the bottom.
There's a fish off to your port side coming across, Dan.